Welcome to your in-depth horoscope forecast for week commencing the 9th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to this channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol on the desktop version of YouTube. This week begins with Mercury, the planet of thinking and expression, moving into the sign of Sagittarius. It arrives here after a very long journey through the sign of Scorpio, one which began on the 3rd of October. This has been a time of deeper intensity around the way we connect with others, particularly when the retrograde was in motion. And of course, it only came out of shadow on the 7th, late last week. So there may be something that's finally unravelled to our satisfaction, particularly around an agreement or something that's being discussed very carefully. And of course we have the Sun in the sign of Sagittarius too. So this brings a freer, lighter vibe to bear, perfect for the seasonal festivities which are now beginning to heat up. The Sun's also forging all through this week a terrific semi-sextile with Pluto. So we have the opportunity to be more adventurous, more outgoing, and perhaps more independent-minded, but also can see how our actions, by being more free-spirited, can actually work out in a more tangible way with Pluto's help. Now, at the very start of this week, on Monday and Tuesday, Venus is forging a beautiful link with Mars, one which is very much to do with attraction. But for the core of this week, Venus is combining in a conjunction with Saturn, and these two is not a lightweight combination. In fact, it could be a bit of a touch and go moment for certain involvements. If a relationship has been bumping along the bottom, whether it's a business tie, a friendship, maybe there have been strains within the family, or it is more in a personal involvement, I think this can be a time to think very carefully about the arrangement. Ironically, there is a tremendous link this week between Jupiter and Uranus still, and that's very spontaneous and can be very positive for marshalling our resources in a more inventive but also progressive way. It doesn't mean to say that we should be ultra risk-taking, but at the same time it does suggest we should be open-minded, but particularly where we can see some tangible benefits accruing. Now, Thursday sees a full moon in the sign of Gemini, one which is forging a quincunx with both Saturn and Venus. I think basically this is just saying to us that when we're talking things through, particularly around a relationship issue, it is going to be important to stay both in touch with the more sensitive side of things, but also the more practical side of things. Also, Mars all through this week is forging a gorgeous angle to Neptune. And if ever there was a time to try to enter into the Christmas spirit, especially in terms of forgiveness or compassion, then this aspect will certainly be an asset. But as the week draws to a close, there is on Friday through to Sunday a fantastic link between Saturn and Mars. If we think about Saturn being about structure and Mars being about moving forwards, we could move forwards in a way which can really be quite tangible, and that can be a very satisfying end to this week. Your specific forecast, Cancer, suggests you can be feeling particularly industrious this week. The Sun's semi-sextile to Pluto gives you the drive to get almost anything done that you set your mind to, but you're probably going to need the cooperation of others in order to achieve this. Now, Mercury moving into Sagittarius will help you to grapple with the finer details, but it is true that although Venus forges a fine link to Mars on Monday and Tuesday, and Mars to Saturn at the end of this week, and Mars an inspiring angle to Neptune, which is wonderful if you want to take in a Christmas concert, go to see a show, perhaps watch a band. You can really sense the drama of all this in a very vivid way. That can all be very uplifting. But where it comes to interacting with others, Saturn's conjunction with Venus can really be a sticking point. If there is a relationship which isn't flowing forwards quite as smoothly as you would like, there could be some real tensions. As Venus combines with Saturn in the 7th house, it could lead to almost a complete end in a relationship which has been bumping along the bottom. But I think it's going to be important to try to keep the lines of communication open, even if someone does frustrate you. In fact, with Jupiter now in your sector of relating and forging an amazing angle with Uranus all through this week, the more open-minded you can be, or if you can chat to someone who tends to have a more detached and perhaps novel outlook on life, they could perhaps help you to see a situation in a completely fresh way, which actually can be really rejuvenating, even to a tie that's perhaps become a little bit stale or tired. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to go beyond your zodiac sign and discover what 2020 will hold for you based on your personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, please see the link beneath this video. You can get the rest of this year free and 30% off. But for now, good luck and goodbye.